Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a review on the old Miramar compared to the 2.0 remastered version, which is on test server now and comes to live server June 2nd for PC and June 10th for console. Now, during the review, we're going to point out a few key differences that they've done to improve the overall map design and quality, but I'm also going to point out a few things that I think have actually hurt the map and still leave some room for PUBG to work on to improve our performance and our visuals. Now, if you haven't had a chance to play the new Miramar yet, I'll tell you that the new one is almost identical to the old Miramar in terms of map layout and points of interest. Even down to compound design and placement has been largely unchanged on this Miramar. What PUBG really focused their time on was color palette, decluttering of small objects inside of cities and buildings, and adjusting the overall terrain so that there's less instances of your player not being able to traverse up or traverse down certain hills, mountains, and rocks, which is definitely a welcome change. Now, in addition to these quality of life changes, they've also completely redone the weather variants for Miramar. They have sunrise and sunset, which look absolutely beautiful. I'll show those later. But the main comparison we'll do today is against the sunny Miramar, which is what you'll mostly see while playing the map. And you'll quickly notice in the new sunny variant of Miramar that there is a orange haze applied to the entire map's palette, which makes it look very similar to Karakin. And then there's this kind of haze or what they call bloom effect added, which is supposed to make it look a bit more natural and realistic in terms of a heat wave at a desert. But to be honest, it just kind of looks like you're wearing a fuzzy pair of glasses, and it looks pretty unrealistic to me. Now, PUBG has addressed this, and they said they are going to be toning that down before it hits live servers, so that should be a big help, but that was one big concern of the community so far. Now, of course, we could go over the entire map like this, but let's be honest, that would take ages. Let's just go over a few key points of interest so that you have a good idea what the visual difference of the map is. Then I'll point out some of the specific changes that PUBG made, and then I want to get to the FPS performance. When I was doing my replay recordings during the fly around mode, I was able to see that my FPS was much higher on the new version of the Miramar compared to the old one. However, when I went into the game as if I was actually playing and I recorded my FPS as I was sitting there in the map with my character, the FPS was consistently lower on the new Miramar, and I'm talking like 10 to 20% lower. Now, just to be clear, during the test that I ran, I did have everything on ultra settings, which obviously is not ideal in terms of getting the best FPS, but it gave us a good comparison level to start with. If you're looking for the best settings to run PUBG on to give you the best visuals and the best FPS, I've done a complete tutorial on that I'll link in the top of your screen now or in the description below. You can go check that out later. But getting back to the Miramar Remastered, I'm hoping part of the reason why the FPS has taken a big hit is simply because of the new visual effects they've put in the map. And for most people who play on lower effects or lower textures, they shouldn't see this big of a hit, especially the post-processing. I can see that being a big player in terms of affecting your FPS. And I'm really curious to hear your guys' perspective when you're playing the game. Are you seeing higher or lower FPS when playing the new Miramar? And if so, what are your settings when you're playing it? All right, now time to point out a few things that have changed. Now, you just saw in the images below where some of the warehouses got changed, inside of Picato's arena got changed with more cover, and a lot of the exterior mountains and hills have been changed to where you can more easily go up and down them. In addition, they've made a complete overhaul to the cave in southeast Los Leones, and there's even a gold marauder that spawns there too. It's completely full of loot, and there's 4 total entrances to this cave marked on this image here. All right, now let's go back to the weather settings for the new Miramar. This is the sunset weather setting, and I don't know about you, but I love this one. I think it's probably the easiest one on the eyes, but definitely not my favorite. My favorite is the sunrise weather setting. This one looks absolutely beautiful, and in certain parts there's the light cascading past the mountains and the trees, and it even kind of gives this glow on the grass as if there's morning dew. It's just a really, really cool vibe. Now, there is a downside, unfortunately, with this beautiful weather setting, and that's simply if you have to face an enemy uphill and they have the height advantage, they're also going to have the advantage of the sun against their back, which means your red dot, your 2x, and your 3x are going to blend in and be lost behind the light. Now, at the 3x, you can make that sight go black, which does help, but this is something you got to keep in mind. All right, guys, well, there you have it. There's our Miramar 2.0 review. Now, more testing will have to be done for sure once this comes to live servers. So make sure you're subscribed to get those future videos. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments about how you're feeling about the new Miramar. Do you like the changes? Do you hate them? Do you wish they did more? And as always, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed it. Share it with a buddy. Help this video get out there. And I will see you guys in our next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Peace. What's the bet? Missed opportunity. Let it happen.
I don't think
You got that,
What do you mean? Whee! Yeah! You can do it! Nice!
Hey, start shooting it on the crate.